Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a car themed painting. And why do I keep doing those? Well, because they are a hot item to buy from me. So I just ended a 4-day festival. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Monday. I took off today from work because I knew I was going to just be wiped out, which was pretty much the case. So because 2 of the days are 12-hour days that the festival is open, and the other days are shorter. But it was still a good 34 hours total that you're open over those 4 days. So I took a bunch of my paintings plus the car painting ones, and I always count at least my car painting ones um, at the beginning, so I know how many I have and how many I've actually sold, because some shows I sell quite a bit. Some shows I don't sell a ton, but I always sell some stuff. So I took 34 car paintings. And when I say car paintings, I mean this particular one was actually 33 car ones, and I had one that had an eagle on it. So all of them did have cars, but I just call them, it was 34 total of those type of, my embellishments on them, I guess you could say. So at the end of the festival, I only had 17 left. So I actually sold half of that's just in the car painting ones. I sold a bunch of jewelry, a bunch of 8x10s, 12x12s, and a bunch of other ones. I actually had to send my wife on Saturday. She works there in Greenfield. Actually, like the festival was going on right in front of her salon, and I was at about 2 blocks down. So she came down and she'd help me a little bit. And so I actually had to send her home and get some more paintings from my paint room that I don't normally take with me to the festivals. I only take certain sizes or certain kinds. So she brought some back to me. And so I put those up. I started selling some of those. And then Sunday morning, I took I think another 10 or 12 paintings, and I ended up selling some of those as well. So it was a very successful event. I want to thank everybody that came out and saw me, and especially the ones that purchased some of my paintings. I appreciate y'all. And it was a fun time. I got to talk to a lot of people, and it was just a great time. So tonight I have to start painting more for my next event, which will be October 30th. It will be at the Lutheran High School in Indianapolis. I think it's 5555 South Lutheran, or no, South Arlington Drive. I think it is, yeah. Yeah, it's Arlington Drive. So that one is my next one coming up. So today is the 10th or 11th. It's the 11th. So I only have a few weeks left before this one starts. A little over 2 weeks. So now that I've got all that out of the way, I can show you the car we're going to do. I don't even know what kind of car this is, but it's kind of a unique car. So it's got the low cut, the crop top, I guess you could say, cropped top. It says Gangster Grin on it, but I liked it because it has the flames on it, and it's just a neat looking car. I actually have another Gangster Grin that I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't yet, but this is the same car but different colors, and it does have flames on it. But I picked this one up today at my favorite little flea market place with some other stuff. I was able to get another Batmobile, and I actually got a Back to the Future car, or the DeLorean, and I got a Dale Earnhardt and an Indy car here, and some other cool cars today, Jeep, so I can start filling in some gaps of the ones I've sold. So I'm getting started on more inventory is basically what I'm doing. So also today I was in Hobby Lobby. Thought, well, I'll just see what they got. And so I found some new paints that I hadn't seen before. And we're going to use them tonight because I'm excited about getting these paints. Another reason I picked this car was because it was some of the colors that I got. I got 6 different colors, but it's Master's Touch brand, which I don't know if you can see it, but it is Master's Touch. But these are pearlized paint. So it's pearlized wine red. Now I know this is a kind of a red color, so we're going to go with it. It might be a little darker than what that red is, but that's fine. It doesn't have to match. And as you can see, it's got a little purple and gold on there. So pearlized violet and a pearlized bright gold. So that's what we're going to go with tonight. So I've already mixed the paints. I'm going to put the red one down first as I actually have it down on the canvas. I have it already on the canvas. So that's going to be my base color. And then I'm going to run purple and gold out the back. Excuse me. And so all I got to do is adjust the camera and we can get started. All right, so as you can see, we have sorry, trying to get my tripod from bouncing around. We have the red, what was it called exactly? Pearlized wine red down. And the thing I noticed about these pearlized ones, it's kind of like metallic paint. So I don't know if that's just their wording for metallic paints, but that's fine because I like metallic paints. So I've already sprayed it. I get a little bit of paint over here. These paints were a little thinner than some of the other Master's Touch colors. So I didn't have to add quite as much water, but it really, when you work with really thin, add more water, make it more thin to spread around, to blow around, it kind of gets real thin on the edges because it's just thin. If I said thin enough. We're just gonna go with a little bit first, see what we get. Hold on a second, my thing came off. A little nozzle thing. I've been trying to do it without the nozzle thing, so yeah, that's not working. So I'm gonna go this way. That's way too thin. We're just going to go with the straw on this. Get those little... One of my beard hairs fell in there. That happens. We can have the car right there. Trying to see if I think I should have more on there than just that small trail. No, I think I'll just leave it like that. All right, as you can see, this one has dried, and it's a 10 by 20, and I have the back taped. I'm using Pro Marine resin, and we're using 7 total ounces of resin, 3.5 the hardener, 3.5 the epoxy. And I've got it all mixed. And of course, if you want to know how to find, if you've not watched any of my videos before, I talk about this in whenever I'm resining, that I find the information on how much resin to use at Art Resin Calculator. It's a very helpful tool, especially saving money on resin, because it's not cheap and it is going up. And so you want to use exactly what you need, not more. And you definitely don't want to use less, because then you don't have enough. But this will tell you exactly how much you need for this size canvas. And I've done a number of different size canvases, and I have not found that it's been wrong at any time. So and then, as you can see, all I'm doing is spreading. I got a glove on one hand, the other hand is free, because I hate wearing both gloves, because you get resin on this glove, then you try to take it off, you get resin all over your arm. That's just me personally. So I just use one glove. Because I don't really feel that I need to have 2 hands going. One glove is plenty for me. You guys do what you want. And then, of course, you need to use a torch or a heat gun. I use a torch. and you have to blow out all the bubbles. I like to have a nice reflection from light. So I have a nice LED lamp. It's a bar light. What I mean by bar light, I don't mean like a saloon bar, but a strip, I guess you could say. So it shines quite a bit of light across there, where you can see all those bubbles popping. Those air bubbles, those air pockets are popping. So that way I can tell. When I don't see bubbles popping anymore, then I know I've torched it enough. That's just me. If you don't want to torch it that much, hey, you don't have to do that. I'm just telling you how I do it. And you want to keep your torch moving. You don't want to hold it in one spot. It'll start burning the resin. You'll see it smoking like it did just there for a little bit on me. Stop it just enough. But you want to keep it going. Also, at least in my house, I don't know, maybe we just have a lot of dust living out in the country, but I get little things in my resin, so I pick them out. I don't know if it's a little lint, a little dust, I don't know, dust mites, I don't know, but I can see them in there. The worst is gnats. I mean, I don't mind if a gnat gets in the resin. I know you're saying, what? Let me finish. I don't mind getting a gnat in my resin if I'm right here and it's still wet. I do not like it when after I've left and it lands in there while it's still somewhat wet and gets stuck in there. Then to me it ruins the piece. Actually, I had a nice blue piece, and it had one strip in the corner was white, you know, rounded corner, and it was all white. And a gnat fell in it. And where did it fall into? Not the dark blue where you probably wouldn't be able to see it unless you really were looking for it, but no, right in that white spot right there where you could see it plain as day. I tried to dig it out. I think it was still in there. I actually sold that painting this last weekend, so. I don't know if they saw it. I don't know if they've seen it since then. I didn't mention it. When I first started doing it, I'd point out all the flaws in my paintings. But they're not flaws to people that don't know they're there, because I know they're there because I wanted it a certain way and it turned out a different way. To them, it's not a flaw. To me, it is. So here we have our car. And it's got the gold and the purple in it. And we're going to set it right there. So there we have it. I've got all the bubbles popped out of it, and it's really pulled the gold out and the purple in this one. Now the red doesn't quite match with the background, but it's all right. It's a similar color. It blends in. I think it looks good. Let me know what you think, if this looks good or not, and leave a comment and let me know how you feel about it. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, shame on you. You need to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.